My dear Libra, some people just get you, and some people never will. And the ones who do not tend to misread you in the same specific way. They mistake your diplomacy for indecision. They mistake your desire for harmony for a lack of conviction. They think that because you see both sides of everything, you must not actually stand for anything. And you have learned, probably through some patience-testing experiences, that correcting that misread is not always worth the effort. Because the people who genuinely know you understand something different entirely. They know that your desire for balance is not weakness. It is a form of intelligence. It is the ability to hold complexity without collapsing it prematurely into a simple answer. Not everyone can do that. You can. And the people who appreciate that quality, who find it interesting rather than frustrating, those are the ones who tend to become your most meaningful connections. You are a cardinal air sign, ruled by Venus, associated with beauty, relational harmony, and a deep investment in how things feel between people, not just how they function. That combination of cardinal initiative and Venusian attunement means you are someone who starts things and makes them feel good in the process. You reach out first. You set the tone. You make the space something people want to be inside. Understanding who is built to genuinely receive and reciprocate, that is not about narrowing your world. It is about knowing which connections are worth your considerable investment. So let's talk about the 3 signs that tend to meet you where you are and why the chemistry between you holds up over time. The first sign is Gemini. And if you have spent real time with a Gemini, you probably already feel the particular ease that comes with them in a way that is hard to articulate but impossible to miss. Gemini is a mutable air sign, ruled by Mercury, associated with communication, intellectual curiosity, and the fluid movement between ideas. You are both air signs, which means you are both primarily oriented around thought, language, and the quality of exchange between people. But where you bring grace and a desire for resolution, Gemini brings range and a delight in the journey. That difference is not a tension. It is a contribution. Together, you cover the full spectrum of a good conversation, the exploration and the landing, the question and the considered answer. Here is the specific chemistry worth understanding. You are Venus-ruled, which means you are attuned to beauty in all its forms, including the beauty of a well-constructed exchange. Gemini, ruled by Mercury, is attuned to the movement of ideas, the speed at which a conversation can travel and still stay interesting. When those 2 orientations meet, what tends to happen is a dynamic where the conversation never feels forced and never feels finished. Picture a long afternoon with nowhere to be. You and Gemini started talking about something ordinary and ended up somewhere neither of you planned. At some point you said the thing that tied 4 of their threads together, and they looked at you like you had just solved something they had been working on without knowing it. That specific moment of being the person who finds the shape inside the scatter is something Libra does for Gemini consistently. And Gemini gives you something equally valuable in return. They give you permission to explore without needing to conclude. Over time, this pairing tends to produce a relationship that is genuinely fun and quietly stimulating in equal measure. Both of you are social, both drawn to people and ideas, both capable of adapting without losing yourselves. Gemini teaches you that not every question needs an answer to be worth asking. You teach Gemini that some things become more interesting, not less, when you slow down and look at them carefully. Here is how to deepen this connection. The next time Gemini is spinning through ideas without landing, offer them one focused question instead of a conclusion. Not a redirect, a question. Something that gives their thinking a specific direction without closing it down. Gemini responds to engagement, not resolution. Show them that you are genuinely curious about where their mind goes, and they will take you somewhere worth visiting. The second sign is Aquarius. The third sign is Leo. This one might feel different from the other 2, and it is. Leo is a fixed fire sign, ruled by the sun, associated with identity, self-expression, warmth, and a deep need to be genuinely seen and celebrated. On the surface, Leo can seem like a contrast to you. They are louder, They take up more space. They do not spend nearly as much time wondering how they are coming across. And yet something between you tends to work in a way that both of you feel quite quickly. Here is the specific reason. You are ruled by Venus, which means you are naturally oriented toward beauty, charm, and making the people around you feel appreciated. Leo is ruled by the Sun, which means they are oriented toward warmth, presence, and the particular pleasure of being witnessed. What those two orientations create together is a pairing where one person provides the light and the other makes sure it lands beautifully. You are extraordinarily good at making people feel seen, Libra. You notice things. You remember things. You say the specific thing that lets a person know they have been paying attention to. Leo needs that more than they usually admit. And what Leo gives you in return is something equally valuable. They bring a generosity and a warmth that makes you feel genuinely celebrated rather than merely appreciated. You are good at taking care of other people. Leo is one of the few signs that takes care of you back with the same enthusiasm. Picture a gathering where you have done what you always do, made sure everyone is comfortable, kept the conversation moving, made the space feel good. At some point you step back and Leo finds you. They do not say something general. They say the specific thing that shows they watched you work the room and they noticed exactly what you did. That moment of being seen while you were busy seeing everyone else, that is what Leo offers you. And for Libra, that lands. Over time, this pairing tends to build a relationship with real warmth and genuine mutual admiration. Both of you care about aesthetics, about the quality of an experience, about doing things well and doing them with style. That shared sensibility creates a particular kind of pleasure in each other's company that neither of you takes for granted. Leo teaches you that wanting to be celebrated is not vanity. It is just human. You teach Leo that grace and restraint are their own kind of strength. Here is the move to deepen this connection. Plan something beautiful and make it entirely about Leo. Not a group event, not a shared occasion. Something curated specifically for them. A restaurant they have mentioned, an experience you know they would love, an evening where they are clearly the point. Leo feels most connected to the people who put thought into their specific joy. Your instinct for curation is one of your greatest gifts. Point it directly at Leo and watch what opens up between you. So there they are. Gemini, Aquarius, Leo. 3 distinct relationships, each one offering something the others do not. With Gemini, it is the effortless pleasure of a conversation that never needs to end. With Aquarius, it is the rarer pleasure of someone who challenges you honestly and makes you think harder. And with Leo, it is the quietly profound experience of being seen by someone with the warmth to make that seeing feel like a gift. Which of these 3 resonated most with you? Did one of these descriptions land on a relationship so precisely that a specific person came to mind before you even finished listening? I would genuinely love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. These conversations matter, and so does the one you might be having with yourself right now about someone in your life. If this resonated with you, I am glad you are here, and I hope you stick around. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a blessed day. They are Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio. 3 very different relationships, each one meeting a different part of who you are. With Taurus, it is the rare relief of someone whose steadiness gives your mind somewhere to rest. With Capricorn, it is the deep satisfaction of being taken seriously by someone who respects precision as much as you do. And with Scorpio, it is the quietly extraordinary experience of being seen by someone who looks just as closely as you do, just from a different direction. Which of these 3 resonated most with you? Was there a relationship in your life that came into focus when one of these was described? A connection you have had for years that suddenly makes a particular kind of sense? I would genuinely love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. Sometimes the most useful thing is simply having a language for what you already know. If this resonated with you, I am glad you found it, and I would love to have you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.